Elvira.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Elvira. Today I'm going to introduce Monica Simpson, which is who is the 2023 Times 100 Most Influential People. So these are the outlines for today. The brief introduction of Monica Simpson and the three areas that she is dedicated to. And the last one will be the reflection. So a brief introduction of Monica Simpson. She's a queer and an African American. Being in such a special identity, she's not stuck in this kind of situation. She's activism. Activism is a really special word just because it combines art and activism together. She sings songs and she plays musicals just to stand for what she wants to tell the publics. And also, she's the executive director of Sister Song, and this is an organization that I will talk about later. And not only being the 100 influential people on Times, she is also awarded by the 2022 BBC 100 Women. So these are the three areas that she dedicated to. The first one will be the marginalized people's rights, as she is African Americans, and the LGBTQ+. And the third one, which is the most important one, the reproductive justice. So as to the marginalized people's rights, she done these things when she was in campus. The first is the human rights abuse. She would like to fight against the violations, but actually I can't really find the exact information about these, but in some introduction she just wrote this. And the prison industrial complex is about some private prison. They would force the prisoners to do a lot of work just to earn more money. So she wants to stand for these prisoners. And the third one, which is related to her identity, she wants to fight with the structural problems, which is about racism. And as to the LGBTQ+ areas, we might think that the Western countries is friendly or open to this kind of issue, but actually not. And most of them are only related to the white people, but not these colored people, for example, like Latins or American Africans, or even Asians. So it's really rare that Monica Simpson to be the first person of color at the lesbian and gay community center, because most of the founders are all white and men. So it's really rare that she is a woman and as a queer to be the founder of this center. And she also held a gay pride celebration which promotes for the members of the Black community. And this activity has made her awarded by the Human Rights Coalition. And the coalition is the biggest American advocacy organization. So let's get to the reproductive justice. Before I introduce that, could anybody tell or try to guess what is reproductive justice about? Can anyone of it?
Can I answer it in Chinese?
Okay.
转型正义.
No. It's a little bit close, but not really. It's about the personal bodily autonomy. If you are a woman, you have the right to choose to have a children, not to have a children, or to raise or parent your children in a safe and sustainable communities. This actually sounds like a really normal right, but it also related to abortion. So what do American women face right now? Why do they need to fight for the reproductive justice? It's just because they are facing a strict laws of abortion. In 1972, the Supreme Court has passed the Roe v. Wade decision, which has protect the liberty of women to being pregnancy. But however, after 50 years, we're even in a more modern society. They face the Supreme Court has just passed another decision which has overruled the previous one and said that every state can regulate this kind of laws. It's like they can make their own laws of any aspects of abortion, and the women would not protected by the federal law. So it means that even though she's raped or accident abortion, they couldn't do any surgery to get to have the abortion, which is really weird. So, and the Monica Simpson, being the leader of this organization, oh, this is not really clear, which is Sister Song. They fight for these women. They care about the marginalized women, including the Black and the Latin and the Asian people. Even though 50 years ago they just passed the Roe v. Wade decision, but this is just especially for the white women. Other marginalized women, they are not included in this part. And they also built a sanctuary, which is in southern areas. They want to gather more people to be aware of this kind of issues. Like I just mentioned, this decision just passed last year. So they held some demonstrations demonstrations or even marches just to protest the decision that the Supreme Court just made. And they even conducted lawsuits just to fight against the Georgia state with the 6-week ban. Just because the 6-week ban is really ridiculous. Like if you if you have a 6-week pregnancy, you can't have an abortion surgery. But the ridiculous reason is because you can't really find you're in pregnancy in just 6 weeks. You may find it maybe 8 weeks or even more. So that makes the American woman who go to another state to find surgeries. So I think that as a leader, she leads the organization in a more creative way, like holding the demonstrations or other kind of things, just to fight for the reproductive decisions. And as a queer and as a woman, she didn't stuck in this kind of difficult situation. She stands out and even do more, and even does more for their own rights. And the reason I would choose her as the presentation is because I was participating in the gender class, and as I just face the situation as I just face is like even though it seems like a really fair environment, but there's still something strange or wrong in our life. So Monica Simpson has just gives me the courage to find out what is strange, what are the mistakes, and try to defeat or call for themselves. And that is the end of my presentation, and that is the question and answer time. Thank you.
Would you think that the U.S. is getting more and more conservative right now?
Yes, to most of the states, it's actually more conservative. Like, I see, they have strict laws, and so which makes the women we need to move to other states to find out more supplements for their abortion.
Mm.
But it's actually related to some political issues, which makes the situation more complicated.
Good. So any others? Question? I have a question about, so this woman here, they say she is an activist.
Yeah.
So may I just know her maybe contribution as an artist?
Oh, she wrote songs, and she plays the musical about like the women's rights, or she writes a lot of articles about racism or LGBTQ communities.
So is she rather successful as an artist?
Not that well known to the public. Yeah. But she actually done that things, and the song is quite good.
So her reputation is mainly based on her work as an activist.
Yeah. I think it's hard to. I'm really discussing something that is she really that influential? Just because it's hard to evaluate by the video viewers or even the Instagram followers. I think what she had done, has really a great impact on the women's rights that we are pursuing.
I mean, because I think there are maybe a few other different types of artists who are really outspoken about maybe feminism. Even Beyonce, right? I think she is a kind of spokesperson for feminism. I mean, she was cooperating with Michelle, right? They produced a song, right? It's a song about women's ascendance in power. So I wonder, so in any way, do you think that Monica is maybe more influential than Beyonce?
Not to the public, but I think she really conducted real things that connect the communities in the southern areas, or really train those teenagers or the youth to have this kind of concept, or to have some activities or some programs.
Did she face any obstacles or criticism?
I think the environment is the biggest obstacles. But actually, I didn't really found any discriminations that she was facing.
Do you think the groups of feminists in Taiwan fights for different or same goal as they do?
No, actually, I need to say I don't really have to do a research on how the Taiwan group has just done, so I can't really tell you the answers.
Good. Any others? Yes.
What's her motivation in contributing so many activities?
What is her motivation?
Yeah.
It's just because her identity. She maybe in her childhood she faced a lot of discrimination, like as a African American or even being a queer. She didn't. I think that is her motivation. But I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think as you mentioned, because she is not only female, she was also African American, and also because she's a queer as well. I think maybe in your class you discussed the concept of intersectionality. Right? So that means sometimes women can be marginalized due to some other factors, maybe like racism, also maybe due to socio-economic underprivilege. I think in feminism there's an idea called intersectionality. So maybe we can argue that some women are maybe in more difficult situation, not just because they're women, but also because they belong to a different ethnic group, or maybe they come from a different social or economic class. Okay, good. So any other questions or comments? Hugo?
I wonder what do you think about those who against abortion, because many of them think baby also have the right to live, and I want to know how to think about.
But the baby was born, so they don't actually have a life. I'm focused about the women that stand in front of you. She has the right to choose whether to have a baby or not, but not for the baby that isn't exist. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's a highly controversial question. I think maybe Hugo is asking, how about men's say in this kind of decision? I mean, for a child to be produced, it takes the father and the mother. So maybe some men will argue that so a woman also needs to respect a man's will when they need to decide on whether to keep the baby or not. So what do you think?
To the men.
Or maybe they could just find others to have their own baby, because the pain and the process. What can I say? Yeah. When
When she's giving birth?
when she's giving the birth, she is enjoying this kind of pain, but that is not what the man is experiencing. So, as I am a woman, I would say, go find another woman to have your own baby, but please care about the person who is just right in front of you.
I see. So you believe that woman deserves the final decision
Yeah.
regarding the birth? I see. Yeah, I think it's a good point. So any further questions or comments? Okay, if not, then thank you very much for the presentation.